like to call this meeting of the New Hanover County Board of Education regular meeting for Tuesday, May 7th to order. If you all could remember to please silence your cell phones. For item number B, for our invocation, we have Pastor Robert Campbell from New Beginnings Christian Church. I'd like to call him up and welcome him.
All hearts praying. Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight. Thank you for this opportunity to come together in this forum. We thank you even for greater blessings because we happen to be in the greatest country man could know. Thank you that we are American citizens. Tonight, as we come together to make our views known, help us to be quick to hear and slow to speak, and slow to wrath, and even slow to anger. We all have different opinions, and they all deserve to be heard. And help us to be civil, even in our discourse. Tonight, we say a special prayer for our Board of Education. We thank you for the unselfish nature for those who desire to run for office. And we thank you for the sacrifice that it calls for. And we thank you for being willing to do it, and not for the money, but for the good. Not for the good of one party over another, but for the good of our community as a whole. So tonight, we ask for your wisdom. We ask that you would speak to the board, that they might hear your leading, and that they would do what's right in your sight, and that would benefit the people as a whole. And lastly, Lord, we thank you for this meeting. Let it go well. Let the people speak. Let the people hear. And God, let good decisions be made. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Campbell, for that beautiful invocation. Now I'd like you all to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and posting of colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. We can have a big round of applause for our chorus students from Winter Park Elementary School. This chorus is under the direction of instructor Allison Stoddard. Also a big round of applause for the Navy Junior ROTC program from Hogwarts High School under the instruction of Staff Sergeant Richard Guichardo. I'm going to ask that the ROTC cadets come back up so that we can introduce you to the audience, as well as our chorus students, and we're going to introduce those students to the audience as well. So we're going to hand over the mic, and if you guys could tell us your name and your grade level, okay? And for our ROTC cadets, you're going to tell us your name, grade level, and your rank as well.
Hi, my name is Day, and I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Steele's class.
Hi, my name is Jaden. I'm 3rd grade, and I'm in Miss Carter's class.
Hi, I'm Kinsley, and I'm in 3rd grade from Miss Steele's class.
Hi, I'm Blue, and I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Rogers' class.
Hi, I'm Asa, and I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Rogers' class.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Rogers' class.
My name's Keziah, and I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Rogers' class.
My name is Kaylin Marie, and I'm in 3rd grade in Mrs. Cars' class.
My name is Savannah, and I'm in. My name is Savannah, and I'm in 3rd grade, and I'm in Miss Rogers' class.
Hi, my name is Talia. In 3rd grade, I'm in Miss Rogers' class.
Hi, I am Sawyer. I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Rogers' class.
Hi, my name is Charles. I'm in 3rd grade in Miss Rogers' class.
Hi, my name is Fisher, and I'm in Miss Carr's class, 3rd grade.
My name is Jane. I'm in 3rd grade, Miss Steele's class.
My name is Robert Murray. I'm in the 11th grade, and I am a cadet ensign.
My name's Madeline Larson. I'm in the 9th grade, and I'm a seaman.
My name's Mary Von Kolnitz, and I'm in 10th grade, and I'm a petty officer for 2nd class.
My name is Zeus Barrios, and I'm in 11th grade, and my rank is cadet ensign.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you all very much for representing our school system so well. Moving on to item number 2, approval of the agenda.
Madam Chair, I have one change. I would ask that we remove item A under old business, appendix L. The presenter is not able to be here this evening, and I will reschedule that for next month.
Okay. Any other additions, changes, or deletions? Hearing none, I ask for an approval of the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It is approved. Item number 3, approval of the minutes. You all had a chance to look over the minutes from the prior meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve?
They weren't published.
Pardon?
They weren't published.
No minutes from last time? Scratch that. We'll move on to item number 4, public hearing on proposed 2019-2020 budget request.
Madam Chair, no one signed up to speak.
Okay. Item number 5, recognition of achievement. Community Partnership, Cape Fear Garden Club, Caress Clegg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tonight, we begin our recognition by highlighting our community partnership with the Cape Fear Garden Club. I would like to present Mr. Eric Cozen, president of the Cape Fear Garden Club, who will share with us how his organization supports schools through numerous grants and helps prepare neighborhood gardens for some of our communities with the greatest need. Mr. Cozen.
Thank you, Clarissa. Is this what I use? Board of Education, thank you very much for this opportunity to come and speak to you. I am currently the president of the Cape Fear Garden Club. I want to kind of give you a little bit of insight about the Garden Club. We are currently the oldest and largest garden club in the state of North Carolina. We're going to be soon to be 100 years old in 2025, as we were chartered back in February of 1925. Currently, we now have close to 400 members strong within our club, with close to over 30 committees that comprise the club doing various gardening aspects within our community. Some of the things I'm going to highlight today will be what we do within our school system. We have a very robust youth garden committee that we actually span into three different elementary schools. This one here that I'm highlighting at this point is the Anderson Elementary Youth Garden Club, and they actually each one of them call themselves something different, and these are called the kindergartners, and they are typically 2 kindergarten classes. And as you see here, we just recently did an arts and crafts by making hats and also learning the life cycles for butterflies and insects. Coincidentally, a lot of the members that are part of our youth garden club committee members are also past educators, principals, teachers, and so forth. So they just absolutely love doing this day in and day out with each of these clubs. Anderson also did something recently with a field trip to our New Hanover County Arboretum. We had a wonderful display that was brought at the time regarding a lot of the, I'm trying to remember, they were, what were they, Barbara? Fairy gardens, thank you, that we had done, and I'll be showing that to you here in a second. But they also recently did a studying life cycles of sweet potatoes. They did arts and crafts projects about sweet potatoes and made them into turkeys for Thanksgiving, so they were able to take some of the stuff home too. So they do a lot of different types of learning how to grow different vegetables and things like that. Here's what I was mentioning to you about the fairy gardens. This was actually this year. We had close to about, I think there was probably about 10 or 15 different fairy gardens, but we actually incorporated some of the youth gardeners to do some of these wonderful displays. And it was actually ended up being one of our highlights of the Azalea Garden Tour that we had this year. Oops. So Bradley Creek, this is a first grade class, and they call themselves Friends of the Earth. Here they were doing something over Christmas, learning how to make Christmas and holiday decorations that they were able to take home as well to their parents. Freeman Elementary School, we have another committee that deals with what we call birds and butterflies. And so we actually go into the schools, we teach them how to learn how to build some of the birdhouses. We do the fun parts with the painting and installing the birdhouses, but we also teach them about the life cycles of the actual birds themselves. So this is something that can continue to stay on the grounds of each of the schools that we do. Mary C. Williams Elementary School, this one here, they are called the Mystery Planters, and they are a first grade class. So we also do a lot of different items within. This one here is showing that we did planting a tree for Arbor Day. We did this, I think it was about 2 years ago, and they all do an entire program in regards to how important it is to plant trees and so forth. Here's another part for Mary C. Williams. I think this was most recently that we had another committee that we have, which is a conservation committee, and they went in and presented a program on recycling and how important it is to our oceans to stop using plastic bags and things of that nature. The students created their own canvas bags that they also were able to take home. Our most recent program on the life cycle, again, of butterflies, we presented to the class with painted lady larvae that they were able to observe the stages until the butterfly release that they actually do in late May, which will actually be coming up here fairly soon. Again, this is another Arbor Day tree planting. I think we've done probably Arbor Day tree plantings to most of the elementary schools. It's something that's very dear to my heart because I remember when I was in 4th and 5th grade, I remember doing my Arbor Day tree planting. And not long ago, about 4 years ago, actually went back to the elementary school to see this tree. And I was quite proud about that. So hopefully they will also do the same thing in probably the next 25, 30 years, not to give up my age. So also the Azalea Festival and the Azalea Garden Tour is something that holds very dear to us. And I really want to touch just on a couple things about the Azalea Garden Tour. This year, as we do every year, we sell tickets for the garden tour. This year we actually raised close to $125,000 as a result of our ticket sales. Those monies go directly right back into our community and get dispersed at our October meetings. These basically go to nonprofits, churches, and schools. We encourage our schools to be able to file for these grants, and our grants are starting to be put forth. I think the deadline is June 15th. I know that we've done several grants to some of the schools. I know the two that I worked on not long ago one was at Laney High School, where we actually did a refurbishment of their courtyard that they had on the inside, where we planted some new plants. We added some mulch to it so that way it could look good throughout the entire year. We also did one at New Hanover High School about 3 or 4 years ago as well. And again, this was also for beautification throughout the grounds and so forth by planting azaleas and trees and things of that nature. So we encourage the schools to be able to come to us, especially after what we just experienced with Hurricane Florence. I think we could all use a little bit of help in planting trees and shrubs and stuff like that. So we encourage the schools to come and reach out to us and hopefully file for a grant. Another great thing that is part of this is the Azalea Bells. These are wonderful young women. They really serve as ambassadors for the Cape Fear Garden Club. Not only for the Cape Fear Garden Club, but they also serve ambassadors for the North Carolina Azalea Festival, the City of Wilmington, and New Hanover County. This year alone, we had 134 bells. And just to kind of give you an idea of what some of the events that they do a visit to the governor's mansion to visit with the governor. They do a scholarship pageant. They also go part of the youth art contest, as well as the juried art show, the Azalea Festival Parade they're in, the parade ribbon cutting, the festival's patrons party, Wilmington Visitors Bureau, all of the luncheons, the Betty Cameron Women and Children's Hospital. So these ladies are really throughout the town. And we can't thank the schools enough for their ability to allow them to actually be able to get out of school to do a lot of these different things, because they are first and foremost in the public eye. So that's just a quick synopsis of what we do for the Cape Fear Garden Club, and we're most appreciative of everything that you provide for us. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I see Miss Downing over there. I've known Miss Downing since my twins, who are now 20, were, I think, 2. So she did a great job taking care of them and my middle daughter when they were at the YWCA. So thank you both very much for all that you do.
Last month, we began a school video series at the request of the board. This month, we are pleased to present Mr. Pat McCarthy and a video by Eugene Ashley High School, home of the Screaming Eagles.
They're inquisitive. They care about their education. They care about each other. I think that biggest thing is the way they treat each other for the most part. Our students here really rally around each other. They make sure that they're there emotionally for each other.
At Ashley, we support not only the students, but the community as well. We strive every day to set the standard, an example for what our school can be. We work diligently to refine the ways we collaborate, make decisions, and solve problems together. We endeavor to establish identities not only for ourselves, but the students as well. In partnership with our families and community, we ready our students in a culture of college and career readiness. At our school, everyone is a learner, anyone can be a teacher, and no one is left behind.
Do a lot of hands-on work that helps us to better understand what we're learning about in class.
We implement a variety of resources such as open collaboration between teachers and parents and the use of data to address unique learning styles. We offer a variety of curriculums and opportunities for student growth. At Ashley, we are extremely lucky to be able to work with and teach some of the brightest learners.
They allow people to find their niche, what they're better suited at, you know, whether it's soccer, whether it's chorus, or whether it's, you know, the environmental club. They get to find their part of the school, and they get to find other people who have the same common goals, and that makes them stronger because they can lean on each other.
The Marine Science Academy, one of New Hanover County's 8 signature programs. It is a challenging academic program that combines college-level oceanography and marine biology coursework, along with career exploration internship, field research, and summer enrichment. Students conduct authentic shipboard research, data analysis, and compose college-level scientific reports. Ashley is also home to several different forms of the arts. We are incredibly proud to offer a variety of visual, performance, and graphic arts to our students. Students can learn anything from ceramics to video game design and 3D printing.
At Ashley, we teach that everyone has the ability to reach their highest potential, and together we can achieve more.
I am Ashley.
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 I am Ashley.
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 We are Ashley.
We are Ashley.
It was a great effort on the part of the student. They spent a lot of time on it. Mr. Scott, I asked him to be here tonight, but he had football practice, so I don't think he was able to make it. It was a very impressive project that they put together on short notice, and I think they did a great job.
I think they did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions for Principal McCarty? That was quite the collaboration. When we started the school spotlights, which is just last month, you know, I was kind of hoping we'd see different things from different schools. So you certainly raised the bar. But tell the students and everyone that was involved, that was really impressive. So thank you.
Next, we recognize our 2019 Rookie Teacher of the Year finalists. The Downtown Wilmington Rotary Club partnered with New Hanover County Schools to recognize beginning teachers with less than 3 years of experience. I am proud to introduce the 4 finalists and the Rookie of the Year. As I call your name, please come forward. From Ogden Elementary School, Alicia Little. From Ashley High School, Stephen O'Neill. From New Hanover High School, Alex Chabon. From Johnson Pre-K Center, Jennifer Yates. And the New Hanover County Schools Rookie of the Year winner, Stacy Maurer from Wrightsboro Elementary School. If the principals and family members of these teachers are here, we ask if you would please stand to be recognized. Congratulations, and we wish you a long, successful career in education. Thank you. Next, we recognize students across the district for awards they earned in the State PTA Reflections Contest, an arts recognition program that encourages students to explore their talents and express themselves while enhancing quality arts education. When I call your name, please come forward and remain standing for a group picture. For dance choreography, we have Ella Guyon from Ogden Elementary. Graciana Parsons from Anderson Elementary. Myers Dumas from Noble Middle School. Dylan Such from Murray Middle School. For film production, Milo Nooner from Holly Tree Elementary. For literature, we congratulate Mia Valetti from Parsley Elementary. In the music composition category, Scott McFarland from Parsley Elementary was unable to attend. We also have Seth Alanovich from Murray Middle School. And in visual arts, congratulations to Eliza Rose Hoagland from Parsley Elementary. She was unable to attend as well. We have Virginia Fowler from Myrtle Grove Middle School. I am also proud to announce that we have a winner in the National PTA Reflections Contest. Congratulations to Ella Guyon of Ogden Elementary, who received an Award of Merit for Dance Choreography. Ella, please step forward. Congratulations to all you guys.
And I'd also like to recognize Ms. Guida back there, who puts this together for the PTA folks. You do amazing work every year. Thank you.
Next, we have a very special recognition. 16 New Hanover County School students have been selected to attend the 2019 session of the prestigious Governor School in North Carolina. As I say your name, please come forward to be recognized and remain standing for a group picture. From Ashley High School, we have Kaden Hager and John Skelton. From Hoggart High School, we have Jillian Lancaster and Jacob Treemstra. From Isaac Bear Early College, we have Yasmin Azizi, who was unable to attend, and Zane Dash. From Laney High School, we have Kelsey Bennett, Lily Campbell, and Kyla Jenkins. From New Hanover High School, we have Xander Guerin, Lily Hawkins, Anna Grace Padula, Abby St. Pierre, and John Hewlett West. And finally, from Wilmington Early College, we have Sarah Beth Howard, who was unable to attend tonight. If the parents of these talented students are here, we ask you to please stand. Congratulations to these students. Thank you to all their teachers and principals. Next, we proudly congratulate 5 of our students who will compete nationally for the NAACP's Afro-Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics, also known as ACTSO. The ACTSO program encourages high academic and cultural achievement among African American high school students. I am proud to congratulate these students who have earned a trip to Detroit to compete nationally for awards and scholarship opportunities in July. When I call your name, please come forward and remain standing for a group picture. From Laney High School, Kennedy Martin and Jackie Benetone. From Isaac Bear College, Cameron Martin and Lauren Lee. And from Wilmington Early College, Dara Devane. Congratulations to these students. This concludes our special recognitions for the evening.
Thank you, Ms. Clegg. Moving on to item number 6, call to the audience. First person to sign up, Deborah Dix Maxwell. Oh, sorry, wait.
She was first.
Right, that's such a mess. Each speaker, excuse me for a minute, let me back up. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Time does not permit dialogue between the board and the community. While the board welcomes residents to share their views, the chairman retains the right to limit discussions on a particular topic when such comments become slanderous or personal in nature. So now let's start again. The first person to sign up is Ms. Deborah Dix-Maxwell.
Might I explain that I had no knowledge of AXO. I would have made sure the youth were here. I tried contacting their chairs when I saw that was on the agenda. And might they have another opportunity before I start?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be nice since none of them are able to be here. It's usually in York that
Yes,
I know
ma'am.
that
I
coordinates that.
texted, called. That's why I was running back and forth. Trust me.
Sure. Yeah, we would love for the people that are being recognized to be here. So, so certainly we can move that to next month.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right.
Not a problem.
Chairman Eastep and members of the board, thank you for this opportunity as New Hanover County NAACP enters in this 100th year of seeking equity for all in this community. I was saddened to hear last month that the board refused to consider raising the hourly wage for workers of the New Hanover County school system to $15 an hour. Thank you, I was told, the board member of justice for being the lone voice of a living wage support. We have always supported the fight for 15 on a national and local level. The social determinants of health, which many organizations locally are trying to address, cannot move forward without a living wage. $11.87 an hour is not a wage to live independently, which is your starting salary at grade 55. The school board is hiring people whose incomes places them on the federal poverty level. The 2018 median income for this county was $52,674. No one is asking the impossible, but the next time raising the wage comes to an acceptable living wage, please consider it and have it introduced again. Consider how you will be able to make ends meet on $11.87 an hour. All I ask for your time is your consideration the next time that it is brought up. Thank you.
Next person to sign up is Angela Denise Keaney.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity to address you with regard to the Title IX decision. My name is Angie Keaney. I'm a lifelong native of Wilmington. Like many of you, I balance multiple roles within the community. I'm a social worker, a parent advocate, a certified conscious discipline instructor, a supporter of education, and most importantly, I'm a mom. I value that role above all else, which is why I'm having trouble comprehending how such a serious thing as allegations of abuse of our children has been dismissed and not investigated by a third party as requested. Knowledge is power, so why would we not seek answers to questions regarding these safety concerns through a simple survey, unless of course we're afraid of what those answers might unveil, and then we will no longer be able to ignore them. We'll have to respond and hold people accountable who've created and enabled these injustices. As long as we have one child in this county that has been violated, that's one too many, in my opinion. Our first responsibility as adults is to keep our children safe. That's the basic hierarchy of needs. Before children can socialize appropriately, meet expectations, excel in their learning, and perform well on tests, safety is the priority. I would think that meeting performance standards might at least resonate a response there. Our children's safety has been compromised, and that falls largely on us, the adults, for failure to gather information and hold accountable these people that have violated our most valuable resource. I've spent the better part of my 20-year career working with families who've been traumatized by sexual and physical abuse. Through experience, I can tell you firsthand how devastating the impacts can be. There are long-term effects leading up to a complex healing process. Victims deserve to be empowered and nurtured rather than blamed and criticized, and deserve an investigation process that is not compromised. Failure to provide that is not only a potentially dangerous liability, but perpetuates a horrible cycle of fear and repeat offenders. If given more than 3 minutes up here, I could certainly share with you some stories of the horrific aftermath that would break even the most hardened of hearts. As the mom of a young son, the excuse boys will be boys will never be acceptable, and it's never permissible to be quiet observer watching someone else suffer. If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So why then do we hold our children to a higher standard than adults and pretending that we're just choosing not to respond? I recently read a letter, in closing, posted by one of our board members that was posted on a site stating, "Please understand that I am one of 7 members, and on my own, I possess influence, not power. So I'm asking you to use that influence to protect our children and create safer schools. Many of us reassured families that through you, we would see positive change based on the principles for which you seemingly stood during your campaign that have now seemed to betray us on."
Ms. Connie?
Yeah.
Your time is up.
Can I close? Like 2 seconds?
We have 3 minutes, I'm sorry.
Well, that speaks volumes.
Next speaker, Oceana Thomas.
My name is Oceana Thomas, and I am a former student of New Hanover County Schools. While I was a student, I was violated by Title IX and the mishandling of Title IX. The mishandling of Title IX complaints. I am here today to request that the board allow a third-party investigation of the mishandling of all Title IX complaints. I am also here to request that the board and school administrators conduct a rapid assessment for adolescent preventive services, or known as RAPS, that the Pender County has already recently completed. I'm also here to request the board and administrators conduct the inventory assessment survey that was introduced by Professor Jackie White at the last board meeting, which is provided by the American Association of University Women in regard to the institutional betrayal. If you're wondering why this is still relevant to me, I am the eldest of 3 siblings who are currently in New Hanover County School System. I am concerned for their safety and the safety of other students. The mental wear that is taking place on us is unimaginable. It is ridiculous that somewhere I was supposed to be safe and others were supposed to be safe were not safe. Since then, I've become the music director of the Salvation Army and will be attending from college for criminal justice. So there's good that can come out of certain situations, but the fact that these situations were set on us is wrong, and something needs to be done. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker, Rebecca Tramell.
Hi, it's good to see you guys. Before I even start, I just want to say what you just did was very brave, and I just want to thank you for your courage. There has been a lot of courage that's happened in this community in the last few months, and I want to talk to you guys tonight about community conversations. Community conversations met March 21st, March 28th, and April 4th. We met to talk about implicit bias and the effects of discrimination in our public school system. And I'm so happy to say that not only were these meetings very well attended, they were well attended by those of you guys on the board, those of you on senior leadership staff, and I just want to say thank you. If you were here and you participated in any of those events, can you please stand and raise your hand? Thank you so much. It's amazing when people come together to talk about hard things, and that's one of the things that I will always remember about our time together. We couldn't even get people to leave Williston Middle School. I mean, I thought we were gonna get kicked out and never asked to come back again. People became friends, and that's what happens. People have to be able to come into the same place and talk about things from different perspectives, but come to a middle ground, and that's what happened. More than middle ground, better ground, higher ground. I just want to talk about a report that I have from these meetings. We didn't come just to talk, we came to prepare for action. And I want to talk about some of the recommendations that came from our events. The first night we talked about how we were going to talk to one another. The second night we shared our stories. And the third night we came up with solutions, informed solutions that began with a conversation from some of the actions that you guys have taken. And this is what we came up with. I'm not going to finish. We would like to see implicit bias training for all administrators, teachers, and others who have had direct contact with students. And this training should be a reoccurring process. We request to see measures of participation and accountability as this training occurs. We would like to see it consistent with restorative justice practices. Professional training such as this is an avenue to ensure the academic success of every child. Second, we recommend that the New Hanover County Schools develop an aggressive, proactive strategy for recruiting qualified teachers of color to better represent the demographics of our county. Third, we would like to devote resources and time to cultivating more restorative practices in our school. Fourth, we would like to see transparency and openness from the New Hanover County Board of Education, particularly as it relates to the difficult problems that result from inequality in our schools. We strongly recommend that the New Hanover County Board of Education commit to being more responsive when complaints are filed. Failure to respond appropriately and in a timely manner tends to exacerbate the situation. We applaud the BOE for elevating the status of the Equity Committee, and thank you. Sorry. Thank you so much. You'll see me again.
Next speaker, Tori Bronner. She's not here. She's not, okay. Thank you. Next speaker, Clyde Edgerton.
I very much appreciate this opportunity. On 5 March, 2 meetings ago, when Mr. Bullard defended a fraudulent enrollment program, appearances would be that neither he nor the superintendent knew about the leaky faucet that the superintendent 6 weeks later would publicly admit owning. The leaky faucet is not a plumbing problem. It's a moral problem related not only to the 24 or so students left on a wait list and now in 3rd grade, but also related to entire neighborhoods of children. Parents in minority communities were actively blocked from being advised about a program that would raise their child's earnings, life earnings, by 20%, according to a blog by the superintendent. They were blocked out when a set of parents was told by a principal more than once to not advertise Spanish immersion classes in minority neighborhoods because of, quote, safety issues, end quote. Houston Moore, where we are now, would have been one of those neighborhoods. Alarmingly, the superintendent supported that stance in 2016, at least twice. White children from in-district and out-of-district schools were actively recruited for kindergarten Spanish immersion and accepted into the program before enrollment started. They were already slated to get their 20% life's earning hike by virtue of being white. Black and white students were actively kept apart. Racial discrimination is a crime. The principal resigned without disciplinary action. Mr. Bullard's 4-minute speech on 5 March about equal opportunity during the 2016-17 school year at Gregory failed to address the subject before him, and that was Forest Hills the year prior. That's a prime example of covering up crime A by talking about non-crime B. This cover-up of a cover-up has been going on for 3 years. If this board fails to establish an independent investigation into this fraudulent first-come, first-served enrollment program, that failure will represent this new school board's embracing of a cheap peace behavior that in the eyes of many is unjust, unethical, and cowardly. Thank you.
Next speaker, Reverend Dante Murphy.
We now have evidence and confession by Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley that at least there was some type of conspiracy to cover up the egregious act that was did against African American children and minorities. There is also clear and convincing evidence, even without an independent investigation, that New Hanover County's Title IX coordinator has been grossly negligent in his duty to perform. Our request tonight is this: that this school board immediately identify to the public and suspend any teacher or administrator who is part of or the subject of any FBI, federal, state, or local investigation into child sexual abuse. Failure to do so is an abdication of your duty to protect children from child sexual abuse. We also request that you settle this confusion as to whether this board has voted or not to do an independent investigation into the mishandling of complaints. So simply the request is this: that this board vote in open session either to authorize or deny an independent investigation into the mishandling of complaints related to child sexual abuse and discrimination. Lastly, if in fact your Title IX coordinator has been that negligent in duty, and I am of the belief that you probably know what I know, that one, somebody need to ask for his resignation, or as an option two, he need to be fired. Thank you.
Mr. Murphy, you mentioned that that we should immediately suspend any teachers that are under FBI investigation for child sexual abuse. If you know of any teachers, you've made that accusation over and over and over. If you know any current teachers that are under investigation by the FBI or the SBI, you can provide that to the board. I'm sure. I'm not aware of any teachers that are currently under FBI investigation, but if you know, please provide that information to the board. we'll certainly look at that. Okay? Okay, just email us instead of coming up here and saying that.
Next speaker, George Vlasitz.
Good evening. My name is George Vlasitz, and I'm the chair of the New Hanover County NAACP Education Committee. I'm a retired educator with 30 years experience in New Jersey, North Carolina, and Maryland. I would like to congratulate the board on its recent response to the community reaction concerning the incident at Coddington Elementary. But I can't. I can't because I don't see any indication that the board will act now when it has consistently failed to provide remedies around the issues of bias and equity in the past. Furthermore, I don't see any sense of urgency to address these issues which have affected generations of minority students. I've read your statement of concern. I have to wonder, if the systematic bias was affecting your children, would you be satisfied if an equity committee was established and over a year later they were just beginning to schedule a training for principals? If your children were being denied the benefits of an excellent education because of the color of their skin, would you be more demanding? I have to wonder why an equity committee hasn't been in existence in the past. Was the board unaware of the fact that the needs and aspirations of minority students were not being met 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? That black students were 3 times more likely than white students to be suspended? That minority students were underrepresented in advanced courses? That teachers in the school system didn't come close to reflecting the ethnicity of the student body? That schools with high percentages of students who qualify for farms were struggling? If this information was readily available to us, you must have been aware of it and chose to ignore it. Other school systems have moved aggressively to combat bias and promote equity. It's not like you would have to reinvent the wheel. I have only lived in Wilmington for 6 years, but in that time I have seen proposals that could have begun to address issues of bias and equity be shot down outright or allowed to die a slow death of inaction and failure in implementation. In talking to educators who have lived and worked here a lot longer, they have assured me this is standard operating procedure. If there's a public outcry, set up a team and study the problem. When the outcry has dissipated, the team will just fade away. I notice that there are new faces on the board. I hope you will take this opportunity to break from the past and act now. Otherwise, another generation of minority students will be denied their right under our state constitution to a free and equitable education. Thank you.
I've been asked to take a 5-minute break, so we will re-adjourn in 5 minutes.